Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to some Broadway World, the Broadway Podcast Network over here on iHeart and Spotify. Look, even my dog is excited. Do you know why the dog is excited? Because he knows there's going to be food involved. That's what I hear. And I have a lot of questions for our next guest. Like A, he's in Detroit. B, I'm in Detroit. C, when am I coming over his house for dinner? Those are the questions. Look, I brought stuff for John. I have chicken, and I have Faygo orange soda. And I hear John can take these two things and make orange chicken. This is what we're going to find out here on this show. Everyone, you've seen his videos. You can buy his cookbook. He's been all over the place. He's a viral superstar, and he throws down in the kitchen. John, welcome to the Roundtable. I'm ready.
Hello there. Hi. I see you are ready. Oh, my God.
I'm ready. And now this is funny because this is a very Detroit thing.
Yeah. So the Faygo orange chicken was kind of like my homage to like two things at once. Obviously, we know orange chicken as popularized from Panda Express. Classic Chinese American family with a dish that they had decided to make iconic. And me kind of recreating it and adding my own little Detroit twist to it using like, instead of just a lot of sugar, just orange pop. So
orange pop.
Yeah.
When your journey is amazing, like your journey and your career is absolutely amazing, and how it's taken off over the past few years. So I told you the dog is excited.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from, and how did you fall in love with the kitchen?
So I've been in Detroit since 2007. So I've lived here longer than anywhere else in my life at this point. But, come by way of Toronto and Hong Kong for little stints here and there. But Michigan, definitely most of my life. And I got into cooking simply because when I had moved to Detroit, the options that I was used to at those other cities weren't there, and the home cooking that I was used to wasn't around. So I just started teaching myself how to cook, joined some not cookbook clubs, but like neighborhood cooking clubs. And then that turned into doing pop-ups and then working for other restaurants. And then I had my own secret restaurant and kitchen in Eastern Market. You're probably aware of where Eastern Market is. So I operated a secret restaurant out of there for 6 years out of my apartment, and COVID happened, and I couldn't cook for other people anymore.
And what people don't, if you don't know about around the city, and then nationally now, since we do be
out there.
Your pop-up shop was legendary around the city. People would line up and wait, try to get access to the secret restaurant, try to find your recipes. Why did you come? I know you went to school in Michigan. I know you went to, why Detroit? Why has Detroit been home for you?
I was on my senior year or my final year at Eastern, and I was at Eastern at the time. I lived in Ypsi, and I just got tired of living in a college town. I love Ypsi very much. Totally, it was definitely the vibe for when I was a funky alt artist type person, but it was still too small. And literally I was just where is the next biggest city, or where's the biggest city closest to here? And then somebody said Ann Arbor, and I was like, no, but a city though. And then they said Detroit, and I was like, all right, fine. I started looking at apartments, not knowing anybody during the height of the recession. So rent was so cheap. And for the same amount that I was sharing a house with two other people in a student house in the neighborhood. And for that same amount, I had a 900 square foot apartment downtown Detroit, valet parking. It was crazy. And I was like, no, of course. Yeah. Why? Of course.
It's funny because I'm from Jersey, and I just celebrated my 1 year in Detroit, and it's been a fun learning experience to be here in Detroit. And people always ask me, why didn't you both move to New Jersey? And I was like, listen, I bought a house. I have a backyard and a driveway and a garage. My taxes, my family doesn't believe my taxes are what they are here compared to New York City and New Jersey. It is the up and coming place to be.
I will say though, I mean, you guys do actually have the best bagels. So
thank you.
That.
Okay. John,
And some will say best pizza too. So
I have learned something about Detroiters. I fight with my husband about this. Why do people put jelly on their bagels and egg sandwiches? See, we don't do that in New Jersey. We do salt, pepper, ketchup.
on their egg sandwiches,
See,
jelly. I don't know about that.
thank you, John. Hey, John.
Wait, like, are we talking about like an egg salad sandwich or just like an or
Like bacon, egg, and cheese with jelly?
bacon and cheese with jelly? I can see the fantasy, but it is not for me. A bacon, egg, and cheese should just be a bacon, egg, and cheese.
You know, I teach here in the city. I went to my
Yeah.
students after this and I said, do you all do this? And this is like a thing.
They do this? Huh. I mean, people here do like sweet, so I get it. Take a little bit of sweet with your salty. It is a combination that people like. So,
But,
but maybe we should just try it. Have you tried it? Do you like it? Is it, or I have not tried this.
well, I did try it finally. And
Okay.
it has got the savory sweet thing.
Uh-huh.
It's unique.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
a forever staple in my kitchen.
Right. Right. It's like I like it's like the pineapple on pizza thing. I do like pineapple on pizza. I like one or two slices. It has to have jalapeno on there. It has to be spicy too. It has to have jalapenos. It has pickled something. But I do like pineapple on pizza, and I get it. But then like I also just like an all meaty or like a regular, uh, just a oh god, I'm blanking on the other one. But or just a regular pizza.
Same. I
Yeah.
agree. How has the city and now being here influenced your cooking style and the energy of Detroit and the work you've done here cooking in Detroit influenced what you've done in your career?
Like people will be shocked if they're not from here at how surprisingly international Southeast Michigan is. And because of all of the various historical populations here, we can get pretty much any ingredient that we need in a pretty centralized location. So, like, obviously we have Eastern Market, like breadbasket to like lower Ontario, Midwest. So we got like all the good farms and stuff, easy access to some of the best vegetables, best meat and stuff. But we also have a giant Asian population in Madison Heights, Southeast Asian population as well, so we can get all the herbs we need, all the interesting ingredients at like Asian supermarkets. And then of course we have like our Middle Eastern population with all of their amazing food, Lebanese, Chaldean, all of that. So it's like we are so much more, I guess, spoiled for choice than people would assume. You just need to know where to look. And so I think in writing my book and stuff, I get questions from people from like, no, oh my God, there I am. that short hair. I get questions from like people who are like in New York or New Jersey or in LA. Is like, hey, where do I find this ingredient? And I was like, y'all should be able to get it delivered where you are.
It is true. It is everywhere. Yeah. And I've fallen in love with Eastern Market and all the little cultural communities and access to different cultures that are here. For you, your journey, what I read is that there was a time when you were into musical theater and that was what you were studying. And then do you really you went to law school, have a law, what is you do?
So, yeah. So I was a theater student, minor in musical theater, and then my major was in theater creative writing, double. Turns out that was very useful when becoming a TikTok person. Used it a lot now. And then, I mean, like I graduated undergrad, like during the height of the recession with an arts degree. So what else is there to do but like go back to school and hope that something happens? Like I wasn't about to stick my neck out like that. Who knows what would have happened if I had done the dream and like moved to New York or whatnot, which was like the dream at the time. But like, no, like I stayed, and I'm so glad that I did, because now I have all this.
What is the transition? When did you decide to make food though your career? Like, this is your living.
Oh, yeah. This is all, food is all that I do now. And I made that decision when I got my job offer at the prosecutor's office. So I had interned at the Wayne County prosecutor's office for like 2 years. And then I got a job offer and then I turned it down because during that time I was also teaching myself how to cook, and I was also doing pop-ups, and I was also like working at some restaurants or working for chefs in town, and I was just like so into it, and I was just like really believed in what I was doing out here. Um, and so I was just like, I made the decision when I got the job, and it was not the job that I wanted. But I love all of the people that I worked with over there. But it was just like, this is not who I am right now.
And now look,
Yeah,
cookbooks,
I
millions
know.
of followers,
Yeah,
millions of views of your material, and people cooking your recipes literally all over the world. Um,
crazy.
and I know that food is love and means something to people. So I know when you meet people at cookbook signings and cooking demonstrations and different events that you do all around the country, you're all around the country and world meeting people. It means something. They feel like they know you because you join them in the kitchen, even if it's virtually or through a cook.
Yeah, and it's so nice when I go to these signing events, even like 2 years after the book has come out or whatnot, or 1 year. I don't know how long it's been. But like I went to a signing in Seattle just a couple of months ago, and there was like a line out the door, and I took time. Like I was so happy to meet people and just like have like a tiny conversation with every single person, because if they're going to take the time to line up, I'm going to do more than just like sign a book, cuz
Mhm.
I wouldn't line up to see me.
Yes. No, yes.
I
We
don't
need
line up for anything. So
Kung kungfood.kitchen is where you can go on and see the website and all the information. And you can order a copy of the book wherever books are. And you can also follow John over on Instagram. We're all going to be following and staying up to date on all the things that you have to do. What was the idea behind pop-ups and secret dinners in your apartment, letting people you don't know, versus a traditional restaurant?
pop-ups was how I learned how to cook. Pretty much, I would just like dove straight, like head first. I had no background in cooking whatsoever. I never really cooked all that much throughout my life, but it was how I taught myself through trial and error. And then I was like, all right, well, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna try selling it. And I had like Detroit had it was a forgiving community. It was a curious community. I made mistakes, but at the same time, I still kept like getting opportunities and coming back and learning from people who were like in the industry like years and years or all their lives. And Detroit was just at that time it was so much smaller, if you can imagine that. Like Detroit was the communities, especially like the small business, the artists, the communities, the people who were there when things looked really, really bleak. um, there was really something special about every person that like chose to go out and do something out there, because what we were doing was really, um, we really just tried our best to like enrich our neighborhoods and like serve our neighborhoods as best we could, because there was just so little around. Like we're talking about a time when like you can barely find like a contractor to work now, but we all taught ourselves how to do like plumbing, electrical, woodworking, so that we could trade these skills and do them for each other. With me, it was cooking, and I do some like carpentry. But back then, you had to rely on people that were around you, because you couldn't fix these houses or these buildings by yourself. But also, nobody would come into the city to do the work either.
And that's what I hear about the history of the city and how it's changed and how it continues to grow as well. And that's what's so exciting about being here. And you then went from being the Detroit pop-up phenom that's out and people chasing you. Was there a moment that you saw this go national, that you saw this grow, that you something clicked, that you saw your brand and what you do blow up?
Yeah, it all happened really fast. It was such a blur, and even now things are like finally starting to even out and like calm down a little bit, and I really appreciate that. But like during the height of the book thing, the explosion of like short form media, everybody was just like all in. We're starting to see like, a little bit of a taper here, which I think is a healthy thing to happen. Um, but during that mad explosion, it was like a fever dream, because nobody really knew what was going on. The people who were in it didn't know. The people that were throwing money at it didn't know, the rest of the world didn't know. Like, it was insane. And it's still crazy where like people will find out, or like people will find out what I do, and they have no idea with social media, and they're like, oh, so like, you make a pretty good living off of this. And I was like, yes, 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 I made this is your whole job. And I was like, yeah, yeah, this is all I do. Yeah.
This is all
Yeah.
that you
This
do.
is, yeah.
So for us regular schmegular people who make scrambled eggs and pancakes like me, if I buy the cookbook, am I going to be scared? Are your recipes for all levels? Should I just go
Yeah.
in and
I mean, I have been approached by people saying that the recipes at the latter half or at the last chapter are hard ones, but they are called the showstopper recipes. They're the ones that like you have to put a lot of work into. But then like the first recipes, like it's all condiments and spice mixes and things that have, in my opinion, like a really good payoff for the amount of time that you invest in them. Because you're talking like if you're gonna learn how to make a chili oil or a 5 spice mix or a ginger scallion oil, these are all things that last in your fridge weeks. Or up to a month if you like freeze them over time. And oil doesn't freeze hard. You literally can just scoop it and put it on something. And then you put it on anything. You put that over in, you could just stick that oil in some pasta with some salt and pepper, and you've got pasta dinner. Or you could you put chili oil on a pizza or some fried chicken that you brought home. Like it's always going to be there to serve you, as opposed to just like a one-off noodle recipe. Of course, you can make chili oil noodles and you can make ginger scallion noodles. Those are both recipes in the book that use those initial condiments. But I think what people can learn from this is like Chinese food is such a condiment heavy cuisine. Regardless of what region it is, we love to put shit on shit. Like we love to like make things our own. And so like, cause like some people like spicy, some people like really salty, some people like a little bit of sweet balance, some people like vinegar. All of that you learn about so that you can just like do whatever it is you want to the food that's in there. So there is something for everyone, but there is plenty for like a beginner cook to aspire to in there as well.
Well,
But
I'm
there
excited.
is also stuff for them to just put on stuff that they bring home
Yeah. Well, I'm
or
excited.
order on Uber Eats.
Yeah, I'm very
Yeah.
good at that, John. I'm
Yeah,
very good
yeah.
at
I
ordering on.
mean, like, chili oil on Jets is so good. It's so good. Jets pizza is one of my favorite pizzas in the Detroit because I can put all of my sauces on it.
I do love Jets Pizza. I was going to ask you, where do
Mm.
do you get tired of cooking, and do you go out to eat often? Are you someone who
Oh
has favorite
yeah, yeah,
restaurants?
yeah, yeah. Right now I love Vecino. Have you eaten there? The CDMX Mexican high-end Mexican restaurant that is there. Oh, it's brilliant. Amazing tequila list, amazing Mexican wine list, but also just such well executed Mexican food.
I'm making
Only nixtamalization process or place where they like make their own tortillas fresh and to order. It's beautiful. Everything there is so 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 good. Um, Other restaurants, I love Batch Brewing Company for their barbecue. Who doesn't love like barbecue on a brew? Their barbecue program is very very impressive. The Mother Loaf in for fresh bread, sourdough rye. He makes it fresh every morning, and it is phenomenal. You can go there, I think, like on the over the weekend to buy them, and he's always got like some crazy bread concoction available at the shop. So it's definitely worth it to go there, or you can buy the sourdough bread at DeVries in Eastern Market. And obviously DeVries is like, it's not a restaurant, but for cheese and stuff, like, what was it, like 300 types of cheese from all over the
It's
world at any
crazy,
given point in time. It's like crazy. Yeah, it's amazing.
crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
So you do go out. Do people get nervous when they have to cook for you?
No, 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 no. I don't. The only time that I don't like to being a critic is no fun. Like just enjoy the food, because otherwise, like, what the hell am I doing? Like trying to pick apart what a coney. I fucking love conies. Like they're so good, and you just have to let yourself enjoy things. The only time I'll ever be like a food critic at someone else's restaurant is if they bring me in asking for it, and
Okay.
they want me to be a nitpicky thing. I can, but it's something that I have to like come in knowing. Or if I go to like a fancy restaurant and it's just so obviously a scam that I'm just like,
This isn't good.
Like, come on, what are we doing here?
Right.
We know
Got it.
exactly what we're doing.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
And that has only happened like a couple of times in my life. So, yeah.
Now I
I
want
will
to
not.
know,
I will not name names. I will not say their names.
what is your go-to
No.
coney? Where do you go?
Huh?
What's your coney?
I've been going to Lafayette for like almost 20 years. I'm never gonna I'm sorry, even when they had rats, I will go. I will go there over American any day. I it is like a ratatouille of Detroit. Let the rats cook the meal. I will go and eat there.
I hear it's what makes it good. Like Lafayette is the original. That is the spot to get a coney.
Yeah, Lafayette for sure. Like my favorite memory of going to a Lafayette Coney was it was like after the afters. It was like at 4 it was like 4:30 in the morning. We were all just wrecked. Like me and these little group of gays were just wrecked after like an underground warehouse party. And like at the table next to me was just a full-on bridal party. So it was just like some like just some gays who had been through it, had been sweating and dancing all night, and then just like bride with her full-on bride dress, groom, bridal party, and just also just as drunk as we were, and just like all of us just like side by side just going down on the coney and chili cheese fries. It was so if only like that was like camera phones weren't good enough yet for us to want to document anything, everything, but that would have been such a perfect photo.
See, I love John. What I love is you're not a food snob. You can get down with the coney dog
No,
and
of
make the
course.
showstoppers
Yeah,
last chapter of your book when you want to really show out and show.
yeah. It's no fun to have to be like perfect all the time or like
Yeah,
expect perfection all the time.
now I'm not as scared to if people have to cook for you. You can.
Yeah.
I'm. I want people to go to the website and buy the book. I want people to go to Instagram and follow you. I want people. So, what is the next chapter for you? What are there? You're not going to tell me. I know if you have secrets. I don't need to share. But
I
you.
mean, no, what it is now, it's kind of we're just seeing the next chapter of my life is heavily dependent on the next chapter of America's life. So we'll see. We will all. I'm just here to. I'm here to see. We'll just see.
Okay. Oh, well, we're all going to be following, and we're all going to be
Yeah.
here to see.
Yeah.
I will take you to any fancy schmancy or rat infested coney in Detroit anytime. And
Which, to be clear, they don't. They have like they passed their sanitary and all that. They do
they,
not have rats anymore. But even when they did, fuck it, I would have gone.
I would have
Oh,
gone.
sorry, don't know if I could
You
cuss
can
on this.
curse, and I would
Okay,
have gone with you.
okay.
I would have gone with you. Thank you for what you do to represent Detroit. Thank you what you do to represent this community, my community, our community. All the queens out here. We love what you're doing and cooking in the kitchen for us. And thank you for what you do to just represent that food is love, and people are and you're one of those people that likes to eat and stay skinny, right?
Well, I run to eat. Is what I say.
I just gained 10 pounds talking about Jet's Pizza. That's what kind of battle I have to battle here. I'm really honored, and I'm really moved by your story and what you've done and what you've created. You deserve nothing but the best, and we can't wait to see what's next. And my show's your show. I look forward to seeing you out here in these streets.
Sure. Thank you so much.